Okay. Oh, don't look at my background. Um, so I felt inspired to do this video after falling down yet another rabbit hole of aphantasia and having no mind's eye. And it kind of got me excited for different possibilities and some advantages. Like, you always, or not you always, when you hear about this, not having a mind's eye, not being able to visualize anything, everything is just black. When you imagine an apple, you know what an apple looks like, but you don't see it. And realizing that people have actually been able to see things, like, imagine your happy place, they see a happy place. I don't know, that's weird for me. But it made me very jealous that other people were able to visualize, to escape, to be creative in their head. And I would say I am a creative person, but I guess I'm creative in a different way than what people would right off the bat assume. Where instead of being someone who, let's say I imagine a dog in a hat and I doodle that, I probably wouldn't be able to doodle that very nicely unless I had a reference photo. So my creativity is best expressed when I actually have a photo to sort of build my drawing, my painting, whatever, off of. And I'm proud of that skill. It'd be cool to doodle like a dog with a hat, and cartoons and all that. But, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. And I also wrote down some other, just to make myself feel good, because it sounds awesome having kind of be able to visualize things. Apparently your memory is also affected by this, because memory is in learning and also just personal life events. You remember more when you visualize those memories over and over again, because it's like you're constantly watching the same film and you're like, oh, I can easily remember my first, I don't know, day in high school, or a bad date, I don't know, things like that. And if someone asked me to remember one of those things, I probably couldn't give a very clear description, and if I did, it would be more fact-based, which honestly maybe wouldn't even be fully honest, but it's like, my first day at high school would most likely be I'm nervous, which is sort of more of an obvious thing than something I actually remember. Or having a date, I would say, I name the person if I remember who the person was, and name the event that happened, like going on a date to a really weird puppet movie that had R-rated scenes that I did not expect puppets to show. So I don't know where I was going with that, but other than that, I, after watching some of these videos expressing what aphantasia is, and even sort of twisting it of like some of the benefits instead of just focusing on the negatives, I wrote some down to sort of remind myself of, if I'm ever feeling down, I can look at this list and be like, oh, okay, there's some benefits. And I guess for different people it could be seen as negatives, but I'm gonna take it as a positive. So one of them is I'm very present in the moment focused, which the first time I realized that I had this, I noticed that, where I don't escape into anything in my head. I just am at the location that I am, and I'm just observant. I'm looking at the people, I'm looking at the environment. I'm always pointing out at like birds flying and sounds, and which can be annoying to some people, but I can see the connection now. Um Apparently also due to this, well, this is not sort of cause effect. It's just something that I do see a correlation of for me. But I have an ease of adaptability, I believe, because I've been traveling a lot. I move a lot. I've gone to school in Hungary for 3 years, and I really enjoyed it. I then lived on and off in Italy for a few years and moving around from there. So, and I've enjoyed it. I mean, I think I'm just okay with where I end up, um, because I don't know. I mean, honestly, I have to think about this more, but I think maybe because I'm not honed down by kind of past, if there's negative things that happened with specific locations or feelings of discomfort, because I don't bring those memories back, I feel like I can just sort of, I will be okay. I have a more positive outlook on something uncomfortable because honestly forget about all the discomfort that I've had in the past, which that could be negative, that could be positive, but I'm gonna take it as positive for now. Um, and Another thing is having, apparently someone just said this. I'm gonna just say it so that it's a positive. So let's see if it actually connects to me. We'll see in the future. Beginner's mindset. So I guess with people who have more visual thoughts, they might build up past reference material in order to make any decision. Like before saying yes or no to anything or starting on a project or whatever, they would sort of go through their files in their head. And I have no files in my head. I probably do subconsciously, but it's in a way, it feels like that subconscious makes the choice and I just say yes or no from that. And that hasn't steered me in a bad way as of now. I would say I can be quite a spontaneous person. I really trust in my gut, and maybe that's connected. I don't know. And following my gut hasn't, steered me wrong yet. And I don't think through metaphors. I guess that's what someone says. I don't know what that means, but they said it, so I'm repeating it. Instead of thinking through metaphors, I'm thinking by first principles, meaning I ask questions to dig up the fundamentals of an issue and working from there, which I could see. I was, just by a past coworker. My past coworker did compliment me. I'm in marketing and I try to do more creative things like video editing, but and I steer away from analysis or anything like strategy based in social media. I don't like it. But I've been told that I'm really good at it. Where when an issue is brought up or something needs to be done, I sort of ask the questions that no one really thinks about at this time because maybe they're excited about the final product instead of thinking through of like, oh, what possible issues might come up, or do we have everything set in place before actually beginning. So that's good, I guess. I don't want to do that as a career, but I bet that's beneficial in some way. And yeah, he says that it was great for entrepreneurship and bringing up new perspectives. I don't know. This is, a one-sided point of view, of course. But Anyway, another thing, this is only based on having an inner voice. Apparently, some people don't have an inner voice, and I believe I do from my definition. Um, but just having an inner voice and talking out loud and sort of building myself up and personal growth. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have brought that one up. Someone in the comments said that we aren't plagued by mental imagery when it comes to PTSD or past traumatic events, which, I really hope I don't have a traumatic event that happened in my past that I just suppressed. But I also, again, I feel like I'm a very positive person, for better or for worse, and that might be due to it, where just a little, maybe people would say it's dumb, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought this was very interesting, and I wanted to say it out loud. And the reason that I started this video, I don't know if I'd actually put it anywhere other than personal documentation, but I okay, I lost my train of thought. I wanted to make this video because it's sort of learning about this, and specifically about the memory and losing memory, because I can't repeat the visuals of my memory, and I lose it, which I think for me personally is one of the saddest things, because I don't know. I being a positive person, I want to remember all the positive experiences, even negative ones. I really believe that the positive and negative just, make you who you are. And apparently, another part, possibly, of having no mind's eye is that we're less prone to loss, regret, and cravings, which is funny. But which I guess can be a positive, but I know I want to remember those things that maybe were negative, were a sad memory, but how can you learn from them if you don't remember them? So this sort of made me think, this is like, I've always wanted to post on YouTube. I did post on YouTube. I have 1 million viewed video on YouTube, but I can't live off of that success. This is a great sort of, in a way, manipulation of my own mind, and get myself motivated to post on YouTube by thinking it as like my own creation of a mind's eye. Because if I forget these memories, it's not the end of the world, that's fine, but there's some memories I don't want to forget, so I want to be able to store them somewhere. And why not YouTube, since I've always wanted to post on YouTube. So this is just sort of a nice combination, because when you post on YouTube, you're afraid of people, especially now, it can be a career. People think, oh, you just are doing it for the clicks, or for views, for money, to show off, to a lot of different things. And maybe there is some of that. There always is. We're in a social media age now. But I don't know. It made me more excited to post without the fear of caring what other people think, because me storing these memories is so important for me. So why would I stop doing that for the sake of how other people think of me? And I've always, and this is another connection to me realizing I had aphantasia. I never actually described what it is, but you can Google it. Maybe I'll make another video of it if this is a YouTube video. But I've always loved photography, and recording videos. And now I'm kind of in the stage of wanting to improve my video editing. And I realized possibly it was because in a weird way I knew I couldn't remember these things, and so I wanted to record them so I wouldn't remember, so I would have them stored somewhere. And they're not just, I have thousands of photos, probably honestly in the millions maybe. We all do now. And it's just for looking through them because there's so many, and we don't print them off, we don't put them anywhere. But being able to go through them and actually build a story and then edit it and then put it on YouTube and, be nice to see how people think of those stories. But my motivation is more on me than on how other people see, the outcome. And that's a really good feeling. God, I feel like I should stop, because otherwise I will just talk forever. But I just wanted to get that off my chest. Yeah, so I'll say bye. I'm Lydia. If I put this on YouTube, subscribe. Put a comment if you have aphantasia, and if you don't, and be nice. Please. I should be nice to myself. Okay, bye bye.